Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Pokemon Trainer Neats, and you're watching TCG Weekly, episode 8. So, ever so slightly different format this week, because I am not downstairs in the dining room like I normally am. So, I'm just going to very quickly talk you through the statistics for this week, and then we will jump straight over to the deck manager on TCGO, and I'll talk you through the deck that I played all of 5 games with this week. So, I played 32 games this week, so I was able to play a little bit more this week. I won 23 games this week, so I was definitely on a winning streak this week. A lot of those wins came from tournaments, which I will tell you about in a minute. And I lost just 9 games, so pretty decent week in terms of wins and stuff. The main deck I used was called Unwavering Uproar, and this was a Mega Gallade deck. I built the deck, it's Mega Gallade with Spinda from Primal Clash, and it's a deck I've wanted to build for a while, but I haven't had the chance to, and in theory the deck's a great idea, like it really works quite well. In reality, well, I played a sum total of 5 games with the deck. I won 2 and lost 3. The 2 games I won, my opponents conceded because, well, they conceded for no reason. I wasn't exactly in a winning position. So, yeah, the deck seems a little bit clunky. I mean, I'll tell you more about it in the deck manager, but it didn't go that well. And to be honest, having just found out that I was able to go to the regionals, I was more interested in playing my Yveltal deck. So, yeah, safe to say I won't be taking Gallade to regionals. So, total versus points for the week, obviously, the number of games played is like a total across tournaments and versus mode, so that's the versus points doesn't reflect the same number of games that I played. So my total for the week is 130. Obviously that accounts for a lot of the wins. And then tournaments, I played in 6 tournaments this week. Finished 2nd, 1st, 3rd, and then this morning I finished 7th because I lost down to Volcanion in round 1. Lovely. Yeah, so that gave me 39 tournament rep for the week, so really happy with that. Those tournament wins I don't think one of them was Yveltal, the other one was Night March, and the other was my Turbo Darkrai deck and Expanded, so yeah, pretty good week on tournaments. So yeah, right, just want to let you know now, there won't be any TCG Weekly next week. This is because we've got dance comps with my dance school. I'm going to be there Monday to Thursday from like 7:30 in the morning till about 9 at night, so it's just going to be long days. I'm going to be out all day, and I won't have time to do any videos, so I will be gathering statistics for the next 2 weeks, but I'm not going to have that much time to play, so there will probably only be enough the same number of games. In fact, actually no, because if you've watched my vlog that precedes this video, you'll know that I've got my working hours changed, and I actually get a Sunday and a Monday off after the dancing competitions and after Easter weekend. So I get Easter Sunday off and I get Easter Monday off before I start my new working hours on the Tuesday morning. So apart from I'm going to watch a football match on the Monday afternoon, but apart from that, I can actually just sit and play TCG. So actually, I probably will play a lot of games. So what I don't play next Monday to Thursday, I will make up for the following weekend before recording TCG Weekly number 9 the following Wednesday. My working hours, I'm only working mornings, so I will be able to still record TCG Weekly of an afternoon, so it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, there won't be one next week, but the following week on Wednesday just looking at my calendar now, Wednesday the 19th, that'll be your next episode of TCG Weekly. In the meantime, other videos that I need to upload, I will schedule them. So even though I won't have time to record them, I'm going to pre-record them before the end of this week and then schedule uploads. Can't really do that with TCG Weekly because obviously I record data over the week of how many games I've played and stuff, so it's not really conducive. So yeah, that is TCG Weekly statistics number 8. So we'll now jump right over to the deck manager and I'll show you the deck I played with.
Okay, so I'm here on the deck manager, and we're just going to take a very, very quick look at my Unwavering Uproar deck, which is the deck I built this week. In the end, of course, I didn't get to play that many games with the deck, and after a couple of games where I didn't really set up, I kind of became a tiny bit disheartened with the deck, because in theory it's a really good idea, but actually getting it to work is something else. So, whilst it would be a wacky idea that you could take to like a small tournament maybe, it's not something that's going to be good enough to compete on the big stage, I don't think. And obviously, because I am going to regionals, I need to be focusing my time on decks that are potentially going to be good, and that I potentially will take. Like my Yveltal Hammers deck, I have actually played, like I said, a lot of games with that this week, in the tournaments and stuff, so I kind of focus more on that deck that I used last week than this one. But I mean, this is a reasonably cool idea. It just doesn't seem to be working just yet. I can tinker with it a little bit more when I've got more time. So yeah, Pokemon line, we've got 12 Pokemon. We've got 2 Shaymin EX for setup, 4 Spinda, and this is what we're aiming to start with, so we can use Uproar, 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Then we've got 3 Gallade. Obviously we're mainly going to use the Mega, so we're not too bothered about using Gallade. We'll very rarely attack with it. And then a Pièce de Resistance, Mega Gallade EX, Unwavering Blade, 110 damage, and this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Perfect synergy with Spinda, because if you start Spinda, you spread damage around your opponent's board, and then Unwavering Blade can hit every single Pokemon on your opponent's side, and all of a sudden that damage will start to rack up pretty quickly. In theory, a great idea. Actually playing the game with the deck, it's a little bit clunky. Certainly that's what I've found so far. If you can suggest any improvements to the list, by all means, I'm all ears. I think this would probably only be good in a small tournament, maybe not even then, but it's not something I think you take to a big championship, so yeah. Okay, so energy, we just got 9 basic psychic energy, because there's no point running DCE, because nothing requires a DCE apart from Shaymin, and yeah, we're just not going to bother. So, supporter cards. 2 Lysander, because I run 2 Lysander in every deck now, just to drag up your opponent's Pokemon, and Unwavering Blade with 110 can instantly one-hit KO an opponent's Shaymin. 2 N for draw support. 1 Pokemon Center Lady, this is something I run in every deck now. Its main use is against Quad Lapras or anything that's running Lapras GX. 1 Pokemon Ranger, just in case we run into any Glaceon that's popping up in a few Water Box decks. May or may not take this out yet. 4 Professor Sycamore, and 1 Skylar. This is to get... Sometimes we might be missing a piece, like we might need a Spirit Link, we might need a Professor's Letter to get energy. Skylar is just there to help us get what we need if we need it at a crucial time. And then, moving on to our item cards, we've got 4 Mega Turbo, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Professor's Letter, 4 Trainer's Mail, 3 Ultra Ball, and 4 VS Seeker. So really, it's a pretty standard line. You'd think with the lineup of trainers that we've got that we could probably get what we need. Not that simple. But you never know, we might surprise ourselves in the game that we're going to go to in a minute. Then we've got 3 Fighting Fury Belt there for the Spinders, 3 Gallade Spirit Link, obviously for the Mega Gallade, so they can Mega Evolve. And then our stadium card is 2 Parallel City. This is mainly the way that we get rid of Shaymins off our field. We play our Shaymins, then play Parallel City towards ourselves, so that we can then get rid of the Shaymins. So if we've got 5 edge Pokemon, 2 of which are Shaymins, we can just get rid of the Shaymins. Plus, the red side, of course, has the advantage of reducing the damage from attacks of Grass, Water, and Fire Pokemon, which are the biggest 3 types of Pokemon in the game right now, I'd say, because you've got Decidueye as your Grass type, although they don't really do much damage. They just use the ability. Fire Pokemon, you've got Volcanion, and Water, you've got Lapras and Water Box. So, you know, Parallel City is great for many things, and of course it's great against Rayquaza. So, that is the list. So yeah, that is my Unwavering Uproar list. The aim of the deck: start with Spinda, spread some damage, set Gallade up, and just run through. It's a great theory. Hasn't necessarily worked for me this week, but yeah, we'll jump into a game right in a moment and see what we can do. Right then, so let's now head over to the Versus mode, and we'll jump into a game with Unwavering Uproar. Let's see if we can actually do anything with the deck. So we need the standard format, Unwavering Uproar. Let's go. 2 days left to complete the Versus ladder. Don't think that's going to be happening somehow. Not unless I just play Night March and get myself a bunch of points. But hey. sometimes it's not all about getting to the end of the ladder. Well, it is, but I don't always do it. So, we're going up against Dark Ghost. My opponent has the advantage. So, we're calling the coin flip, so we'll pick heads. And we won the flip, so we're going to go first. Try and jump ahead if we can in getting set up. Hope we can start Spinda. Even worse, we started shaming. Okay, so I think the plan here is going to be Skylar for Nest Ball for Spinda, attach the energy and pass. I think that's going to be our battle plan. Depends on what we draw. If we top deck something like a Nest Ball or a Spinda, then we're fine. But if we don't, then I think we're going to go down the Skylar route. I mean, maybe Pokemon Fan Club would be alright in this deck because we need to get Pokemon out, but yeah. I mean, the Shamans are supposed to help make the deck a bit quicker, we're not supposed to start with it. But then, when you think about it, we've only got 9 basic Pokemon on the deck, so there's always that possibility. Okay, so my opponent's going to select some bench Pokemon, or they're not. We're just going to go straight to the prize card. Turbo Darkrai. I don't hold out much hope, but we'll do our best. So, Skylar for Nest Ball. This is probably going to turn out not to be the best game either, but the deck is not that perfect, so... Right, so we'll Nest Ball. Ah, 2 Spinda are prized. Okay. So we'll grab that Spinda, attach energy, and pass. It means we may end up sacrificing the Shaman if my opponent goes off like a rocket, but we'll see. So, Dark Energy onto the Darkrai, Fighting Fury Belt onto the Darkrai, Professor Kukui to do more damage. Now this is a deck I want to test actually. Ooh, okay. Just a pass from my opponent, now that's interesting. What's also interesting is that we can only do like 10 damage to the Darkrai. There's no bench Pokemon to work with. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Professor's Letter and just grab 1 energy. Because we're going to be shuffling with N in a minute. Now N may help my opponent, but we're in this situation where we really just need to try and get set up. So we're going to play the N, because we don't have anything else to play. Okay, shuffle and draw 6. That's even worse. We did get the Fighting Fury Belt, I suppose, but no Nest Ball or anything, or we haven't even got a Gallade. But what we can do is we can use Uproar for 20 damage. Probably giving my opponent everything they need now. Well, there's an Oblivion Wing Yveltal for my opponent. And a Max Elixir, which is a hit. Yeah, as I was about to say before, Turbo Darkrai is a deck I'd quite like to test. I might try the Dragon variant with the with Giratina, because I think that'd be quite good. Because there is quite a lot of special energy in the format at the moment, so if you can get set up with Giratina, I think it's a possibility. And a switch from my opponent, so we're just going to see the Yveltal use Oblivion Wing, and that'll be a Dark Energy that doesn't go because my opponent doesn't have Dark Energy in the discard pile. Oh my goodness, 2 Gallade Spirit Link. And we're going to lose 2 Mega Turbos. We're going to have to play Professor Sycamore, we don't have a choice. Oh, that's a painful discard. But hopefully we'll draw into something we need. Okay, we can work with that. We've got Nest Ball, so we can get Gallade. So we'll grab Gallade here. Or we will try to. My computer's not playing ball. There we go. So, get the Gallade onto the bench. Fortunately, we drew into our 3rd Gallade Spirit Link, so then we'll attach energy there. Trainer's Mail gets us. We might be better to. Not sure it's worth doing that because we're gonna. I'd rather leave that in the deck actually because we're gonna have to play Professor Sycamore next turn. So we'll just leave that for now, and then we'll Uproar, do 10 to everything. Well, 20 to the active obviously because of our Fighting Fury Belt. so Spinda can actually put quite a bit of work in for us here. We see an Umbreon GX from my opponent. Crushing Hammer is typically a heads, and there goes Spinda's energy. And just Oblivion Wing from my opponent, so obviously not got much going on there. So what do we draw into? Trainer's Mail. We'll play that before we play Professor Sycamore. And there's an Ultra Ball, so actually that was really good. Because now we can play Ultra Ball, discard Sensor Lady and one of the other Sycamores to get ourselves the Mega Gallade. So we'll get rid of Sycamore and Pokemon Sensor Lady. We'll grab Mega Gallade. Well, this is actually more than I've actually done in any of the games I played last week. Because I don't think I ever got Mega Gallades, like, out once. So, we'll play Professor Sycamore. And I think here we just need to start attaching energy to the Gallade, because we're in this situation where we've got damage on everything on my opponent's side of the board. So Gallade will hit them regardless, so yeah, I think we do that. We'll go with the Trainer's Mail. There's a VS Seeker there, which we do need, so we're going to take that. And then I think we're just going to pass, because chances are Spinda's going to go down. Well, I say it's going to go down, it's still got quite a lot of hit points left. But we have the energy in hand, so we could actually put another energy onto Spinda and use Uproar again as a max elixir from my opponent. Is that going to hit? Yes, it does. Second energy onto the Darkrai. Energy onto Umbreon GX and Oblivion Wing. But no attachment, I believe. Okay. So then, right, there's the Mega Turbo, so we're going to use that. Rescue one of those energies back out of the discard pile. Unfortunately, discarding both our Spirit Links didn't help, but that's just how it goes, unfortunately. So we're just going to spread some more damage. Just to maybe help us get the knockouts later on. So we see another Darkrai from my opponent. I don't think I'll run Umbreon GX in my Turbo Darkrai deck. In fact, I might build that next week, actually. I haven't really thought about what deck I could build next week. Yeah. Although, like I said earlier, there is going to be a break next week, so technically, whatever deck I build will kind of be for the next 2 weeks. There's an EXP share from my opponent. That's going to go on to that Darkrai on the bench. There's Oblivion Wing for the knockout from my opponent. So we're now ready to promote Mega Gallade. Now, because we lost our Spirit Links, we could Mega Evolve, but if we do that, then we're not going to be able to attack. And I'd rather start attacking before my opponent can get too much done, so we'll not Mega Evolve for now. So, starting to rack the damage up on my opponent's side of the board now. So, we'll take our one prize card, and that one prize card is an Ultra Ball. Not going to be much use, I think. Okay, here comes the Umbreon. I have a nasty feeling we're going to see Dark Hall GX. I would not be surprised in the slightest. Yep, told you. However, we have Mega Turbo in hand, and we might be able to draw out of it if we can get hold of another energy. Professor's Letter, perfect! So we're just going to totally nullify what my opponent just did, because we can Mega Turbo, and then we can Professor's Letter to grab our last 2 energy. So I think we're only going to be working with this Gallade because, of course, we've now used all 4 Mega... Well, we used 2 of the Mega Turbos and lost the other one. So yeah, I think at this rate it's going to be Spinda for the win. Right, so we are going to leave it that way around for Parallel City. I just literally want to get that Reverse Valley out of play, so we'll do that. And then we're gonna Unwavering Blade for 110 and hit those Pokemon on the bench. Thing is that Umbreon GX is maxing out at 90, so in fact I'm tempted to Lysandre up that Darkrai. Have I got a Lysandre in the discard pile? No, I don't even have a Lysandre in the discard pile. So my opponent's going to use Olympia and switch. Put the Darkrai in anyway. Big Malasada, heal 20 damage from your active Pokemon. Okay then. And Dark Pulse, which is going to do 170. Ooh, ouch. Okay, so we'll pop Gallade on the bench. What do we have in here? I think we do have Pokemon Center Lily. I think now might be the time to use it, actually. So, I'm going to pop an energy onto Spinda. I just wish we hadn't been able to lose that, all those Spirit Links earlier, because we could have been setting up our second Mega Gallade, but maybe Puzzle of Time would be quite useful in this deck to get them back, I don't know. Let me know, viewers, what would you do, people? Would you put Puzzle of Time in this deck? So we'll heal 60 off, not that I'm sure what good that's going to do. And then we're just going to have to use Unwavering Blade. I mean, that Spinda doesn't even have a Fighting Fury belt on it. So, you know. And that does have a Fighting Fury belt on it, so it would take 4 hits from Spinda. I don't see this going very well now. I mean, we're virtually out of energy. See, I actually think that this deck would be better in Expanded rather than Standard, because, of course, in Expanded you've got the likes of Dimension Valley. Oh, there's my opponent's Pokemon Center Lady. Because with Dimension Valley you can then attack for just 2 energy, and it just makes powering it up that little bit easier. So I think we're probably going to lose this game, but that's alright. So, we'll just use Uproar. Might as well carry on spreading damage, even though it's not going to be good enough. Because this Spinda's going to go down now, and that's pretty much going to be game over. Because we've pretty much got no energy left. But hey, that's how it goes. That's life. So, it's a cute little concept, this deck, but it's not strong enough, really. In a competitive kind of format, this deck just isn't good enough. Which, you know, is fair enough. Like I said, then we see the Reverse Valley from my opponent. More energy on the board. 190, that poor little Spinda was never going to survive. So we'll throw up Gallade anyway. My opponent gives us a well played. We'll fight in Fury Belt just because, you know, we can. Or Mega Evolve the one on the bench, and that'll be a pass, because obviously we've got no Spirit Links. So I think had we not had to discard those Spirit Links early on, I think we would have been okay. But because we lost the Spirit Link, we lost 2 Spirit Links and 2 Mega Turbos at the same time. And obviously, in order that this deck relies on its Mega Turbos to recycle the energy. So because we lost both of those early on, you know, it wasn't helpful, really. But that's the deck in action. We're going to lose now, so yeah, that's game over. Like I said, neat little concept, but in reality, it needs something like the Expanded format with all the psychic tricks like Dimension Valley and possibly even Mystery Energy. So I may try the deck in Expanded at some point, but as a standard format concept, this deck is not really good enough. I mean, I guess it'd be fun to play at League if you can find the right engine, but apart from that, competitively, it's just not there. So, that's it for another episode of TCG Weekly. TCG Weekly number 8. TCG Weekly number 9 will not be coming for 2 weeks now. As I explained earlier, this is because we've got dance competitions next week. I'm there all week with my school. It's going to be 13-hour days. So I'm just not going to have time to do any videos at all next week. So yeah, there will be a week's gap now. So yeah, that's kind of how it is, really. But I'll be back in 2 weeks' time with the next instalment of TCG Weekly. Hopefully I'll have a nice, strong deck for you. Like I said, considering making Turbo Darkrai. I do have a Turbo Darkrai deck in Expanded that uses the... what's it called? The other Darkrai with Dark Cloak, that's the one. And Night Spear, yeah. I knew what it was, really. Just had a momentary memory lapse. Yeah. So, I've played Turbo Darkrai with that Darkrai and Expanded, and I really like that deck. So, I think it's high time I built Darkrai in Standard. So, you can look forward to seeing that deck in 2 weeks' time. So, usual sort of thing, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me. Also, please share this video with your friends. You know, let's get this channel out there. Let's grow together. If this is your first time to the channel, please do subscribe. I do videos regularly every Wednesday and Thursday, and I also have a semi-regular series on the 1st and 15th of every month where I open blister packs, which is always a lot of fun. I mean, who doesn't like pack openings? You can get in touch with me the usual ways. You can get in touch with me via email, PokemonTrainerNeats@hotmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter @PokemonTrainerNeats. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all for another episode of TCG Weekly in 2 weeks' time. See you later!